Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not certain, but Tech Executive 1 might be indicted by the Durham probe. I say might because I don't want to. Usually I'm pretty confident about things, and you can look at my track record. If I'm not absolutely correct, I'll either be in the right direction or a lot of the things I'll say will absolutely take place. You can go back to when I said Clinton would lose to Trump. If I'm not 100% accurate or 100% right in terms of predicting something, it's generally in the right direction, and I have the pulse of what's going on. I'm not sure that the tech executive within the Michael Sussman indictment will get indicted. However, according to public record, he's being investigated alongside other people, or at least he's part of the Durham Probe Special Counsel investigation. If you look at the Michael Sussman indictment, on page 11, it says from in or about July 2016 through at least in or about February 2017. However, Originator 1, Researcher 1, and Researcher 2 also exploited internet company data and other data to assist Tech Executive 1 in his efforts to conduct research concerning Trump's ties to Alpha Bank and all of that Sussman would later convey to the Bureau. Okay, this is very important. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. I usually don't say might, but I'm just being very cautious here. Who was president in February of 2017? In the comments section, if you happen to stumble upon this and you can't believe that people set up and framed Trump, within this indictment, within the background section of the indictment that Sussman's attorneys tried to kick out of court and the judge denied their request, the factual background is staying for all of these indictments. From in or about July 2016 through at least in or about February 2017, Trump was president. Trump was in the Oval Office. Donald J. Trump was in the Oval Office when he was under surveillance by people including, almost certainly, Tech Executive 1. I'm not going to get into the person's name. That's public record also, but I won't. He is very likely extremely important in all of this, possibly will get indicted, or part of the expanding Durham probe. Now, for some reason, I believe Tech Executive 1 hired Sussman. Hired Sussman, and then Hillary Clinton hired Sussman also. The indicted attorney who allegedly lied to James Baker at the Bureau. Okay, so you have a whole bunch of really weird things taking place with people who just simply want to set up and frame Donald Trump. Now, tens of millions of people have no clue about any of this, nor do they want to know that government officials, media, tech executives, attorneys, researchers, and at universities were essentially conspired and worked, whether they worked in unison or together, that's irrelevant. They actually did work in unison with most of them not even knowing each other's existence. But if you just, on the third page, it says you can look at the indictment. Tech Executive 1 had exploited his access to non-public data at multiple internet companies to conduct opposition research concerning Trump. In furtherance of these efforts, Tech Executive 1 had enlisted and was continuing to enlist the assistance of researchers at a U.S.-based university who were receiving and analyzing internet data in connection with a pending federal government cybersecurity research contract. So if you look, ladies and gentlemen, if you look, if you look at when they say, well, you know what, there's nothing, he didn't do anything illegal. He's part of, let's just call it an endeavor to obtain information. Further to these efforts, this is the Durham Probe Special Counsel, not me speaking. Tech Executive One had enlisted and was continuing to enlist the assistance of researchers at a U.S.-based university who were receiving and analyzing internet data in connection with a pending federal government cybersecurity research contract. But the contract had nothing to do with obtaining data on Trump. You can't utilize a federal contract to then investigate Trump. That's not right. I mean, it can't be legal. Tech Executive One and Law Firm One had coordinated and were continuing to coordinate with representatives and agents of the Clinton campaign with regard to the data and written materials that Sussman gave to the FBI and the media. Now, Tech Executive One is mentioned 67 times within this indictment. I believe over 67. No. Yeah. Tech Executive One was at all times relevant to this indictment and an executive of a particular internet company which offers various... Okay, so was at all times relevant to the indictment, to this indictment. Okay? At all times relevant to the Sussman indictment. By virtue of his position at Internet Company One and other companies, Tech Executive One maintained direct or indirect access to and the ability to provide others to large amounts of internet and cybersecurity data and DNS data. So, again, at all times relevant to this indictment, again, it says Tech Executive One served as Sussman's primary point of contact at Internet Company One. So then you have a whole bunch of, without Tech Executive One, you almost don't have this indictment of Sussman. And I'm looking through this as I'm doing this segment. He is all over the Sussman indictment. The Sussman indictment, of course, is public record. It's a Justice Department. The Durham Probe Special Counsel is a Justice Department probe. You could put Sussman indictment on Google, and you'll get the PDF of the actual indictment, and you'll get the not the press release, but you'll get the Department of Justice. Yeah, for immediate release. It's a press release of the indictment. And if you look, even within the press release, U.S. technology executive. So the U.S. technology executive, for his part, exploited his access to non-public data in multiple internet companies and enlisted the assistance of researchers at a U.S.-based university who were receiving and analyzing internet data in connection with a pending federal government cybersecurity research contract designed to identify the perpetrators of malicious cyber attacks and protect U.S. national security. That had nothing to do with Trump, though. So you could try to point that to Trump. No American was ever indicted or charged with conspiring alongside a Russian intelligence official. It never happened. Julian Assange, he was never indicted or charged. He should be free. He published material that the New York Times, the Washington Post, the BBC, the Guardian, everyone else published. But he was never charged with conspiring alongside Russian intelligence officials. Never. Nobody at that, essentially a publishing company, was ever charged. Not one person in Trump's campaign, not one American, was ever charged with working alongside any official or any foreign government official. And the interesting thing is how you would use a government contract to engage in surveillance of a candidate while he's still in office. So, from in or about July 2016 through at least in or about February 2017, you had researchers who were using data to assist Tech Executive One. in efforts to conduct research concerning Trump's potential ties. Okay, so this was all happening when Trump was in office, the beginning of his presidency. You can't have that. That's not a peaceful transition of power. And it all ties back to Clinton and the DNC, but at the same, and I want a Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump 2024. And that's not, I'm not being facetious or sarcastic. I want that. But it's really interesting. If Tech Executive 1 is indicted for any potential illegal activity, then you have a whole new ball game. I think that you have a whole new ball game with further indictments in addition to the 3 thus far anyway. And we're going to see more of these indictments. I believe all of these people are either named or about to be named, or are named in Trump's lawsuit as well. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. I say might. I'm not sure about this one. Give me your thoughts. Thank you.